could tell me, oh, your footwork is bad. You get out there and get sacked 50 times, and you tell me how you feel. You tell me how your footwork is gonna be. So I honestly don't really care about the opinions of people that haven't really kind of like played the game. I really don't, because it's like
Shedeur Sanders has been drawing attention since the moment the Browns took him in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, and that attention has never really gone away. The surprise draft slide, the criticism from anonymous league voices, and the constant debate about whether he is being judged fairly have followed him from college into the NFL. That is why even a small comment, a short answer in a press conference, or one sharp practice throw can turn into a huge online moment. For Sanders, every rep feels public, and every public moment gets turned into a bigger conversation about who he is, what he is, and whether the people doubting him have it all wrong.
It doesn't really faze me. You gotta understand, we came all the way from HBCU to Power 5, and then now we're here. So at this point, if you look around, there's nothing, you know, that's a challenge, I'll say.
And honestly, that is the real reason this latest Shedeur video has taken off. The message fans are reacting to is not just confidence, it is defiance. It is Sanders basically saying that he is not the issue. He is not going to let other people define his value, and he is not going to sit back and accept every criticism as fact. In a Browns quarterback room that already feels crowded and tense, that kind of energy does not disappear quietly. It spreads fast, especially when the player saying it already has a massive name and a fan base watching his every move. What makes this story even more interesting is how long the doubt has been building. Before Sanders even got to Cleveland, the criticism was already loud. During the draft process, an anonymous NFL assistant coach trashed him as not that good, and other observers questioned everything from his style to his upside. That kind of talk can crush a young quarterback if he starts listening to it. Instead, Sanders has kept answering with the same kind of calm confidence that made people either love him or dislike him in the first place. He's never really sounded like a player begging to be accepted. He sounds like a player who fully expects the league to come around sooner or later, and Dan Orlovsky is hand-waving all the doom narratives surrounding Shedeur Sanders.
Will everybody stop with the Shedeur Sanders is being set up to fail narrative? Who do you want to start the game? It's preseason week 1. First option, Joe Flacco. He's played for like 20 years. He's not going to start preseason week 1. The next 2 options would be a Kenny Pickett or a Dillon Gabriel. Both are dealing with hamstring injuries. Neither has practiced a ton recently. If they've done anything, I believe it's been 7-on-7. Who do you want to start the game? The next 2 options are Shedeur and Snoop Huntley. Shedeur's been there.
The Browns have not made that road any easier. According to Cleveland's own reporting, the current quarterback room consists of Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson, and Todd Monken has said the team is still using the off-season reps to sort out the order. Monken has even said he's fired up about the quarterback room, which tells you this is not some dead situation where everybody already knows the answer. It's active, it's fluid, and once a rookie starts flashing in that kind of environment, every move gets magnified. The depth chart stops being a simple list and starts becoming a weekly argument. That is why Sanders' answers keep landing. In a Browns transcript from his first year with the team, he said, "I'm not, just here to talk about it, I'm here to prove it." That line fits him perfectly because it sums up the entire way he's carried himself since arriving in Cleveland. He doesn't spend much time sounding rattled. He doesn't talk like a player who thinks the noise is stronger than his game. He sounds like a guy who understands that the only response that really matters is what happens when the ball is snapped and the lights are on. That mindset is not new for him either. Back in Browns minicamp, Sanders said, "I feel like I was the man," and added that he doesn't let anyone else dictate how he feels about himself. That's a huge clue into why the criticism hasn't broken him. A lot of young quarterbacks get pulled apart emotionally by the outside conversation. Sanders seems to treat it like background noise. He's not acting like someone fighting for permission to exist. He's acting like somebody who already decided that other people don't get to vote on his self-belief. That's exactly the kind of response that can go viral, because it sounds simple, but it lands like a challenge.
Take it away, Shedeur.
Everybody could analyze, everybody could say everything from sideline. You could watch TV, everything. You could talk on TV, whatever you want to do. But until you get out there and you do it, then it's different. Going out there, with, only practice with the $100 and everything, like, that's different. It's a lot of vet quarterbacks, that had their time and everything that were backups and was able to get thrown in the game and be all right. But I don't think that was like that in their rookie year. That's a different, like that's different, and I'm thankful for that experience because that helped me get to where I am today. That helped me go into the game very comfortable, knowing that they got a great defense with the Ravens, knowing the different looks, how they could be confusing to the naked eye. But that's why during the game I was smiling so much. So I'm like, oh yeah, if this what it is, I know I'm gonna be able to accept that challenge and move forward one day and be able to have success. So that's the mentality I went with going and prepping for this week.
The other thing working in his favor is that he has already had real moments in the NFL, not just highlights in theory. Sanders made his first regular season NFL start in 2025, and after that game, he sent a very clear message to critics. Failure ain't gonna happen. The Browns won that game 24-10 over Las Vegas, and his performance immediately changed the tone around him. That matters, because once a quarterback has already shown he can walk into a live NFL situation and handle it, the idea that he is just hype gets harder to defend. He has already crossed from prospect into player people have seen under pressure. Still, the Browns quarterback situation is not simple, and that is part of why this clip has so much fuel behind it. Recent reporting from Reuters says Deshaun Watson currently has the edge in the competition under Todd Monken, while Monken has not officially named a starter yet. Reuters also noted that Watson's return to the top of the depth chart comes after he missed last season with an Achilles injury and 2 corrective surgeries. So the Browns are not just balancing one young quarterback and one veteran. They are trying to manage a whole evaluation process that includes experience, recovery, pressure, and the expectation that somebody eventually has to own the job. And Dan Orlovsky strongly defended the Cleveland Browns against claims that they were setting rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders up to fail, telling critics to stop the narrative. Orlovsky deemed Sanders a perfect fit for Kevin Stefanski's offense and praised his preseason debut for displaying rapid play and poise.
Shedeur's been there. Snoop Huntley just got there. So while Shedeur may not have had reps with the ones, what else do you want them to do in Cleveland? It's an opportunity for him. It may not be the ideal opportunity. Very rarely is it for a 5th-round pick, but it's an opportunity for him to go out there and do in a game what many have reported he's done in practice. Stop with the setup to fail narrative.
That is where Sanders becomes such a lightning rod. If Deshaun Watson has the edge right now, then Sanders is the player every fan wants to see leapfrog him. If Gabriel gets more opportunities, Sanders becomes the name people think is being held back. If Sanders gets first-team reps, the reaction shifts again and people start wondering whether the Browns are inching toward a bigger change. A Yahoo Sports report said Sanders took first-team reps during minicamp, which only adds to the feeling that this is not a quiet backup story anymore. This is a live quarterback battle, and Sanders is in the middle of it, whether the coaching staff wants the outside world to calm down or not. That's also why the viral side of the story matters so much. Shedeur Sanders doesn't need a screaming rant to get people talking. He only needs to sound like he is unfazed. That's enough. He already has the kind of personality that draws a reaction, because he's always been connected to major expectations through his name, his father, and the way people have talked about him since high school. So when he gives a clean, confident answer that basically says, "I know who I am," people treat it like a statement of war. His critics hear arrogance. His supporters hear composure. That tension is exactly what makes him such a magnetic character. There's also a bigger football reason the clip spreads so fast. Sanders is not fighting only for personal validation. He's fighting for a place in a Browns organization that has spent years searching for stability at quarterback. Cleveland doesn't want another false start. It doesn't want another failed gamble. It doesn't want another spring and summer full of promises that disappear once the games matter. That is why every Sanders throw gets treated like an audition for the whole future of the franchise. If he looks sharp, fans see hope. If he looks shaky, the debate gets harsher. The Browns are not just evaluating a rookie, they are evaluating what their next chapter might look like. And that's exactly why the phrase, "I'm not the problem," fits this whole moment. Even if the viral version is more about the message than a single official quote, Sanders keeps giving off the sense that he is not here to be the easy target, the convenient excuse, or the punchline people use when they want to explain the Browns' quarterback mess. He is saying, in effect, that if you want to question him, fine, but the answer is going to come on the field. That's a classic athlete move, but in Sanders' case, it feels even bigger because of how much skepticism has followed him from the start. What makes him dangerous to doubters is that he doesn't seem interested in reacting emotionally to every slight. He has already shown that he can absorb criticism and keep moving. He has already shown that he can respond with confidence instead of panic. He has already shown that he can turn doubt into motivation. That is why people keep replaying his comments and highlighting his body language. It's not because he's shouting the loudest. It's because he is calm in a way that makes people wonder whether he knows something they don't. And in football, that kind of calm can be just as powerful as any viral speech. So, when the internet says Shedeur Sanders clapped back at critics, what they're really reacting to is a bigger truth. He is refusing to be boxed in by the conversation around him. He is refusing to carry the weight of every bad opinion like it's his job. He is refusing refusing to let the Browns' quarterback competition become a story where he is just the background character. And with Watson reportedly ahead for now, Gabriel still in the mix, and Monken still sorting through the reps, Sanders is doing the one thing that keeps changing the script. He is making himself impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, the 2026 Browns quarterback debate centers on starting veteran Deshaun Watson, who reports suggest holds the inside track due to experience and contract, versus Shedeur Sanders, the promising rookie who finished the 2025 season as a starter. While coaches prefer a veteran hand, supporters argue for Sanders to build on his elite playmaking potential.
He shouldn't be one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the world, despite
at
all
$258 million.
Yeah,
he wasn't the last time he was out there. I think that's the part. Going to your point, Granny, just the football side of it was in 2024 when he was out there as a starter for the Cleveland Browns. It wasn't pretty. So I think to what JW was saying, like, yes, I agree. If throughout the entire offseason, if he proved to be better than the other quarterbacks in the room, he should be a starter. But I think that speaks more to the other quarterbacks in the room, that a guy that wasn't good in 2024, that has 2 Achilles injuries, is now going to be the best quarterback to lead you forward. I don't know if that's a good sign.
That is why this moment has gone viral, and why it probably won't be the last one. Shedeur Sanders has become one of those players people argue about even when he's not playing. But the more he keeps answering criticism with confidence, the more the conversation shifts from can he handle it to what happens if he's right. That's the part the critics hate most, because once a player like Sanders starts looking comfortable under pressure, the narrative stops being about his flaws and starts about everybody who counted him out too early. And in Cleveland, that's exactly how quarterback drama becomes franchise drama. But who do you think is right here? Let me know what you think.